Now let me try with my left hand. Stay relaxed, then swing. That's how you get solid contact and penetrate the blade. Today, we're talking about relaxation and tightening. Does anyone ever tell you that you play too tense? Can you master the switch between being relaxed and being tight? Here are a few good methods I'll teach you. Players who are tense all share a common problem: excessive tension in the arm. Why is your shoulder tense? It's because of your elbow. Let me show you the principle behind this. Look, when the elbow is up, see how tense it is? I'm not even using force, just making contact. When the elbow drops, you relax. That's really the relationship. If my elbow is down, isn't my upper arm facing forward? If I lift my elbow, isn't my upper arm now angled downwards? This is what makes your entire posture look tense. That's the root of the problem. During my backswing, don't lift your elbow. It must stay down. This allows my forearm to complete its motion effectively. This way, the stroke is no longer tense. But amateur players lift their elbow for the next shot, making the whole motion look tight. Both the shoulder and elbow are too high, so bring the elbow down. Then you'll be able to accelerate freely and easily. That's the first point, a method for relaxation. Second, the backhand. Why is the backhand tense? Again, it's the elbow. Compare your backhand drive with your elbow down versus with your elbow raised. The problem is still the elbow. Once your elbow is down, you've learned the drive correctly. The backhand rip builds on this. Instead of lifting the elbow, you lift the racket. That's how you stay relaxed. I'm talking about the basic framework for forehand and backhand drives, not flicks or loops. Keep your elbow slightly lower. Second point, let's focus on the feel. Just like romance, there has to be a feeling to it. Having a good feel for the ball is crucial in table tennis. The feeling during your backswing should be about 30% effort. What does this feel? It's a casual, effortless backswing. As the ball comes, you just move with it. No matter how fast my body moves, my hand remains relaxed. Don't let a tense body lead to a tense hand, which often happens in fast rallies. Even if your body is moving fast, your hand must remain relaxed. It's not, body moves fast, hand tenses up. You must separate the movements of your upper and lower body. There are key points to hand relaxation. It's not just about a loose grip. First, relax your shoulder. Second, relax your elbow. Third, relax your grip. A 30% grip is enough, just so the racket doesn't fall. As you begin your forward swing, your grip should tighten to about 70 to 80% as you engage. You absolutely cannot have a death grip on the racket. Let me demonstrate. This is a 70% grip. This is a 100% grip. It's too tight. Can you feel the trembling? When you squeeze with maximum force, your hand will start to shake. My force control is 30% on the backswing, 70% on ball contact. You must be consistent. For amateurs, as you start the forward swing, add speed and engage that 70% force. This difference in speed is what generates power. This is basically the rhythm of my topspin backswing. Next, let's learn what it means to generate power. Does this ball have any power? Now let me try with my left hand. Compared to my right hand, the right is much more powerful, right? Do you know why the power difference is so massive? The reason amateur players can't generate power is the same feeling I have with my left hand. The moment I execute the shot, I tense up. Do you ever feel that? Now, I'm not worried about hitting the ball. I'm just focusing on releasing power and staying relaxed. This way, I at least start to generate some force. You can't tense up the moment the ball comes. My left hand feels like it tenses up too early, right from the backswing. Stay relaxed, then swing. That's how you get solid contact and penetrate the blade. Players, try this. Have your partner feed you balls slowly. On your backswing, just hold the position and stay relaxed, then execute the shot. That's the sound of solid contact. If you tense up as soon as your opponent swings, you'll always have a constant speed, which is ineffective. Do it like us, hold a relaxed backswing without force, then apply force at the instant you swing forward. Try it, the difference is night and day. My second feeling is that my left hand's acceleration isn't as focused as my right hand's. For example, my right hand swing might take 0.3 seconds, while my left hand takes 0.5 seconds. Where is the power difference exactly? For me, it's in the upper arm, above the elbow. When my right hand generates force, the area around my elbow, upper arm, and shoulder is incredibly strong. But when my left hand tries to generate force, this area is weak. I can feel the muscle is loose and not engaged. The connection between the shoulder and upper arm isn't being used. Okay, now I'll try focusing my attention on that specific area. Start slowly, intentionally find that relaxed feeling, and then begin your swing. Second, when you accelerate, the connection between your elbow, upper arm, and shoulder must not be loose or weak. Keep it firm and engaged. Once that area is braced, then your forearm generates the power. The point of practicing with my left hand is to understand why you can't generate power or proper friction. The third feeling is a failure to meet the ball in front. I feel like I'm trying to wrap my arm around the ball too early on contact. In practice, you can try to drive forward a bit more. This will give you that solid, penetrating contact. First, drive forward through the ball, and then complete your follow-through. The sound of the impact is different. Listen to this sound, and then follow through. You lose power because you're likely closing your arm too early or directing force sideways, which will definitely hurt your power generation. We need to first learn to drive through the ball from back to front. Master making solid contact, then work on the follow-through. Now, let's talk about friction. One reason amateur players struggle to generate heavy spin is that many of them lack sufficient hand and wrist strength. Did you buy that grip strengthener I recommended? If your hand is weak, you need a grip strengthener. It's incredibly helpful. Why does the ball have so much spin? There's a common misconception about friction. People always try to brush upwards. You need to use your index and middle fingers to accelerate forward and create friction. When you see a backspin ball, don't accelerate upwards. The ball will spin, but it will have no power and won't penetrate. The spin feels empty, like a light, thin brush. You must accelerate forward. Let me show you with my right hand, as my left might not execute it perfectly. Your fingers don't apply force upwards. They apply it forwards. An upward loop has no real spin, but a forward loop creates immediate rotation. Many players hit the net against backspin because they think the spin is too heavy, so they try to lift it even more, which causes it to go into the net. Next time, try this. I'm not exaggerating. No matter how heavy the chop, just open your racket angle and push it forward. It will go over. It might even go long. As long as you move forward, the ball will clear the net. If you desperately try to lift the ball upwards, it has no forward momentum, and that's why it hits the net. Moving forward is critical. So, to loop the ball with heavy spin, you must make contact and apply friction in a forward direction. So, when to relax and when to tighten? Your backswing should start with the racket tip pointing down. Why is this loop so powerful? Because the friction is sufficient, which allows the ball to travel forward. Why can I attack with confidence? It's because that initial moment of friction is solid and reliable. Once you have this fundamental friction, you can use any style of loop to get the ball on the table. As long as you have friction, even if your form is slightly off, it doesn't matter. You'll still make the shot, just with less quality in speed and power. Of course, this requires a solid foundation, but once you master friction, you have everything. Your level will improve dramatically. Backswing with the tip down, make a slight wrist adjustment on contact, and drive through the ball with forward friction. Once you master this initial friction, you can drive the ball forward powerfully.